Boom, something snapped, and he just charges at this dog, attacking him, has him on his back.
Yeah.
The other dog wasn't crying, so I don't assume he was hurt, but still, everyone at the party was like, oh my gosh, this dog.
4-year-old toy poodle. This dog attacked another dog. The dog was super old at a party. This little brown dog went up to the dog and attacked him. It is my job to figure out why this dog attacked that dog. It's also my job to train the owner and train this dog so that that never happens again. So we're going to go through possibly why this dog did it, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm doing during this session. All right. This dog has had an interesting life, traveled a lot, but it's not met a lot of dogs. So the first thing I want to do is go get used to dogs. Why would just meeting and smelling nice dogs and a bunch of dogs help this dog? Because lack of sociability breeds contempt. If this dog hasn't seen everything, then he's going to get weirded out by a lot of things and attack those dogs. So he's got to meet hairy dogs, big dogs, little dogs, dominant dogs, all kinds of different dogs, and that's what we're doing. If you've ever wanted to become a professional dog trainer, now is the time. I've launched the Beckman Coaching Program for dog trainers. You're going to learn all my methods, including helper dog and aggression and social media and how to improve your social media game. If you're interested, email beckmanventures@gmail.com. Tell me why you want to be a part of the program. Now back to the video. So he marks a lot. Does that mean a lot? No, not really. Now he's going to meet Prince. So look at the boldness of this guy. He's really weirdly a pretty bold little dude. How many dogs do you see go up to Prince and just stand there and look at him like that with no animus? He doesn't want to hurt anybody. He doesn't want to be overwhelmed. He's a little pushy, a little bossy, like a little bit. Like he's like, don't smell me, but I'll smell you. That's not great. Remember, so when a dog smells the side of a dog or the leg of a dog or the chest of a dog, that means they have met very few dogs in their life. And so that's number one, is to smell dogs and learn about dogs for this little dude. You see him smell Prince's leg? Normal dog behavior is not smelling the leg or the side of another dog. It's smelling the nose, the ears, the eyes, the genitals. Those are the normal smell spots. Anything out of the norm means the dog has not met that many dogs. Just being around dogs. That's my number one concern with this dog. I still am not much closer to a reason on why he attacked that dog, except for lack of being social with dogs, right? It could have been at a party, the dogs tripped out because it was at a party. It could have been like probably not protecting mom. He does not seem to really care about keeping dogs away from his mom. Prince. It's just good for him. See a dog run, see all this stuff. And then if he goes and he attacks Prince, which you're going to see him go at a little dog, and we're going to correct him. Okay. And that's one of the things that we have to do in order for this to never happen again. There's a little white dog. That dog's just a little gem. She like goes after Prince here. It's kind of funny right here. So look at this. And then she says, get out of here, Prince. And he runs away, which is the greatest thing ever. Maybe he went after that old dog because the dog was just so old and he's tripped out by the dog's oldness. That happens. The dog's tongue was kind of sticking out the side of its mouth. Some dogs just get tripped out by that. But he shows no bad, horrible signs like he would attack a dog. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, time to meet dogs, see if we can't get a little feistiness out of him, of which then we can correct him and we can lower it. But he's got to meet tons of dogs. Why is the puppy on a leash? He's not a dog that wants, this brown dog isn't a dog that wants to be ran up to. So we're just going to hold the puppy back a little bit. And these two dogs are just enjoying life. And in this session, we went from the pasture to the pool, to the office, to the pasture, to the pool, because they just need to run around and see dogs and be with friends and live life and enjoy different things than just, I go on walks with my sister and my mom and that's my life. So if you at home have problems like this, you can do things like a sniff spot where you go to different yards and you can go on different walks and you can go let your dog swim. And if your dog can't meet dogs, just start to have them experience life in a safe way, but just doing different things that turns out, so there. And then I told her before that, like, clap and say no. It's not a terrible job, actually. She was kind of laughing at herself because she thought she did such a bad job. And the clap was late. But people aren't ready for it, and I don't think she was ready for that little freak out. But you clap and you grab, and that little dog does not need some real correction. Like, just mommy saying knock it off might be enough. And then it's going to happen here again. And those 2 corrections from her might be just enough to make this dog hesitate to go back at another dog. A lot of dogs actually do these little things to dogs. Not like attacking a dog, but just go, get out of here, other dog, because they simply don't know it's unacceptable. Because it's not unacceptable. But if it's unacceptable to the owner, then to a degree it's unacceptable. And she just, little butt touch, a little no, and maybe that's enough. Every situation's different. Meeting more dogs. Now that little puppy's loose, better with the puppy, obviously. Meeting another dog, smelling another dog. This was it. It really was just a socialization thing. Meet more dogs, hence little tailwag. Then you meet that old dog and you just go, well, I met a golden retriever and a little puppy and a big Doberman and a nice dog. And I just don't feel like going at that old dog at the next party. That's the way this thing works a lot of times, especially when a dog just isn't that bad. So again, if you have a dog that doesn't have horrible aggression, right? Doesn't have horrible reactivity, just getting the dog I tried to double the amount of dogs this dog had met in this session. This dog has met dogs, but it hasn't met that many dogs in its life. And then we're like back to the pasture because I want the dog to run in grass. Not to say he hasn't run in grass, but I want the dog to just do a lot of things and see a lot of things and deal with a lot of things. And that was the session. So how do you do that in your life? Well, I talked about sniff spot. Why do I mention that? Because there's never other dogs there. I'm always like, okay, can you go to a park? Not a dog park, but just a park. And they're like, yes, but I'm worried another dog will come in. Which they should. They're in a public place. Their dog's there. Why wouldn't other people bring their dogs there? Sniff spot, it's online, and you pay money to use backyards of people. It's just unique. It's different than the walk in your apartment and your yard. It's different, and dogs need different. Okay. Then you should call a trainer who has like a good helper dog, and you should ask them on the phone, say, hey, will my dog, most likely if my dog's good, could it potentially meet another dog or meet your dog? And if they're like, well, no, that's not really what I do, then move on, because your dog needs to meet other dogs most likely. If your dog's horribly aggressive, that's a whole different story. But your dog needs to meet other dogs. So I fling that gate open. I don't always do that, but this dog is with 5 dogs. It's been good with 5 dogs. So I want the dog to see these dogs run around and go crazy. I just want him to see a lot of stuff. He does not live a sheltered life, okay? And he's lived in Italy. He's had a pretty cool life, except it hasn't been seeing many dogs run around and go insane and be in grass fields. That really hasn't been his life. So he's experiencing now. Look, he's kind of just ignoring dogs. Why did he go with the old dog? I mean, I'm still not sure, And she's just a conscientious owner who's like, yeah, he didn't hurt the old dog, but I can't have that in my life. I want to be able to go places where people have little dogs, and she needs to be 99% sure he's not going to do that again. To be honest with you, I'm there. I think the experience of today, of this session, was enough so that this never happens again. There's also another element to things, and that is, does your dog get 1 or 2 passes in their life? And the answer is yes. Just like people get passes. Because what he did was not the worst thing in the world. He went in an old dog. He didn't hurt the old dog. It was loud. It was scary. What if he was just having a bad day? Are dogs allowed a bad day? Absolutely they are. Are people allowed a bad day? Absolutely they are. More than one, in fact. But we have to keep those to a minimum. And yes, he might have been having a bad day. The party might have been a little much for whatever reason. He might have slept poorly. There's a lot of reasons for things in life, but people and dogs are allowed a bad day, but it cannot become a habit or a pattern. If things become a pattern, now you have a problem. Oh, my dog attacked another dog and fully held it down and attacked another dog. No, that's not a bad day. That's a problem. I think this dog had not met enough dogs in its life, and it had a bad party. It was not feeling well at the party. It saw a dog that it sort of had never seen, kind of an old dog like that. Maybe he wants to He doesn't like the weakness of the dog. That happens a lot. So what's the answer? Get around more dogs. Get around more dogs, and me or the owner is going to say, hey, and grab him and say, knock it off when you go at that dog. Because that little puppy did nothing to you. Did that brown dog do anything bad to the puppy? Not really. Said, get out of here. I would usually let that go, except for the fact that he had a few days before that attacked a old weak dog. If she said I went to a party and my dog said get out of here to a bunch of dogs, I'd say great, your dog should, that's fine. But this guy went over the line, so we do have to tell him what the line is. All right, he met a lot of dogs this day. I believe this dog will never again do that to another dog. If this video allowed you to gain any insight into your own reactive dog, like, comment, and subscribe.